Hey, what's going on, everybody? Classic Game Freak here with an update about MAME cabinets. About my MAME cabinet. The ugly but functional MAME cabinet. Now, what this video is going to kind of talk about is what I'm wanting to do with this. I'm wanting to actually make some more episodes regarding the arcade cabinet and just kind of make this into a project again. I had a lot of fun kind of piecing this thing together and making videos off of it a couple years ago. I want to do that again and maybe help a few people who's looking to build their own arcade cabinet and just you know, see if I can be a little helpful. So what am I talking about? Well, first off, this is the first time in a while that my arcade cabinet's actually been fired up, and this room's been a big disaster, and I just got it cleaned up, and I started playing this, finding some new games that I had never played before, and, you know, I was really excited about that. So, here we go. It's just all about the MAME cabinet again. So, first off, one thing I want to talk about is I want to address some comments and questions regarding the episodes I'd made way earlier on about this. First off, I've had a lot of people say, well, it's kind of ugly. It's, you know, it's sloppy, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's so much sloppy as more like my inability as far as craftsmanship goes. Like I said, I made it very just kind of functional, okay? I knew how to drill holes. I knew how to wire a few buttons together, you know. So, there you go. Now, one thing a lot of people have been asking is, why would you take a pole position cabinet and tear it down and make it into this? That's a tragedy right there. Well, trust me, I know. Once I realized I was getting a pole position cabinet, didn't want to tear it down, turn it into a MAME cabinet, but after seeing how much work it would take to restore it, I was finding out it was going to cost quite a bit, because there was no monitor, there was no game board, there was no pedal, there was no, well, the wiring harness had been either chewed through or cut. It had been mangled, so practically everything would have had to been replaced anyway in this cabinet. So I kind of kept the former glory, as I said in those old videos, the former glory of it, and kept the artwork. But if you kind of look at this, it's not a pole position, so it's kind of an oddity. You know, you see the control panel and you're like, what? That ain't a racing game. That's not pole position. And I know. But here's the thing. I want to get your guys' input, so comments are always welcome about it. What do you think should happen with this artwork? I apologize for the glare, but what should happen with this artwork? Do you think I should keep that on there? I like it. I love the way it feels. I mean, I kind of wish that this part wasn't here. Like I said, I do like it. But if I just had the strips down like this, the lines, that 80s feel, I would be totally happy with that. If it was darker, if this was more of like a darker color, maybe, I mean, just go as far as black, you know. I was thinking halfway of taking and sanding it and putting either new, you know, some vinyl on there, or painting it, which painting it would not look good, I don't think, and I don't know how well this would sand down, but it's actually, no, it's, as I look at it here, it looks like it's vinyl, so, oh yeah, that's vinyl, and then there's a pressed wood underneath there. Okay, that might not be the best idea, but, I mean, I could always buy a vinyl overlay, get it cut correctly, and make something out of it. So what do you guys think? What would look great? What would be a good retro look to it? Do you think I should just keep that on? Or do you think I should start with something fresh, something my own, something unique? Next up, I'm thinking of taking the wheels off of it. It's actually about 2 inches taller than it should be, simply because we put wheels on it to make it accessible, which that has really helped. That really has, because moving this thing would be so cumbersome without those wheels, and the wheels do make it easy to move around the room and move out of the room if I need to, and so on. So I don't know, I'm debating whether or not to take those out, because when you're standing up at the control panel, you kind of, I don't know, it feels taller and it feels unnatural. It's weird. One thing that a couple of users had mentioned was the control panel, was the buttons actually. They had noticed that I had the 3 buttons here lit up and then the coin button underneath here lit up, but none of the others, and that is sheer laziness, people. Just sheer laziness. I need to buy some more wire to get them all hooked up. Now, I am going to light all these buttons up. I want to finish that out. It's just something I have to do. Maybe it's an obsessive compulsive thing, but I want to finish lighting all these buttons, but they're not going to stay lit up for too long. Here's why. I'm changing the buttons, okay? This control panel is, for one, it, as I said earlier, is ugly. This was a learning experience for me right here. This was just a piece of wood I found in the garage with a nice little surface to it. Painted it about 20 times. I don't know how many times I painted it. Sanded it, painted it, the whole bit. Drilled the holes in for it. And I found out to measure these out and make it very symmetrical, it's difficult. So I'm wanting to get a new board, start fresh. I'm wanting to kind of edge it a little bit. I'm wanting to get rid of this this gap here. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap. It's a little ugly. So I'd like to figure out a way to make that go away and basically get a vinyl for this. I want to come up with some sort of vinyl. I want it to be very retro. And then I want to go ahead and put some plexiglass on the top of it, some very nice clear plexiglass, and then maybe put some bolt holes in it to make it give it that arcade feel. So another thing, as well, as far as plexiglass goes, I want to make a custom bezel because there is a lot of space between the monitor and the control panel here. I do have the bezel from the pole position cabinet, from pole position actually down there, and if I was to put that up here, I'd have to have it upside down and it would still only cover about that much. Getting rid of the pole position theme here, if I did that, I don't think I'd want that up. I mean, I'm even thinking of a custom bezel, something that I'm still thinking, but it might not be that colorful if I just did my logo, my Classic Game Freak logo. I maybe want to design something that'll look really good and see if I can't get somebody to do that for me. So there's that. If you know anybody that does bezels, you know, plexiglass bezels, and does custom art, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. So another thing that we're going to touch on in a different video is, like I said, the buttons and everything. When I get my new buttons, I am getting new buttons because these buttons are super hard to push. Well, not super hard, but you got to put a lot of pressure. And playing games like Galaga, button mashing games, you start to strain fingers. So when I do that, it's going to be a matter of rewiring. So I want to do a video all on wiring. I know I kind of touched a little bit on wiring, kind of showed it a little bit, but I really want to get into detail because, like I said, I really want to help people with this. I want to show the micro switches. I want to show what they do and how they work. I want to show the joysticks because I'm going to get some bat tops as well, bat top joysticks for this. I can't wait. I'm actually even thinking of getting an iPad card. This is the Zenmo or Zenmu card or whatever. I will show you how to wire this thing up. I have the diagram for it, so anybody who actually gets one of these, you'll see. This thing's great. It's still about the size of a cracker, which is really awesome. Plug and play, excellent. My goodness, man, my throat is sore today. You'll have to excuse all the coughing, people. You'll have to excuse all the coughing. Then another thing, I'm wanting to put another computer in here. I've got my old desktop. You hear it, it's kind of loud. The fans are a little loud, and that's not cool. I'm wanting to put my old laptop in here. That thing I bought in like 2009, 2010. This computer's 2004. It won't play games like Tekken. It does, but it does slowly. So, I mean, you can play old games. You know, old games play great on here. Metal Slug tends to slow a little bit when there's a lot going on the screen. So, I want a system that'll play everything I throw at it. So I'm going to put a laptop in here and connect everything up to that. I think I've got enough USB plugs to it. It should work fine. But we're going to do that. Looking forward to that. And then the last thing, one thing that I've had a lot of people ask about is front ends for your MAME and so on. Now, MAME, if you don't know, is what makes playing these games possible. And MAME by itself is very plain Jane and ho-hum and what have you. Now, this is a front end right here. This is actually Maximus Arcade. It's a very basic, not very basic, but it's a very kind of minimalist front end. You can add your own screenshots to it. Kind of helps a little bit. But, I mean, at the same time, there's just not much going on here. See, let's see if I can show you other screenshots. So we got Ninja Turtles. Good one. There we go. We got that. There's Mala, and then there's actually Hyperspin. And Hyperspin's one I really want to mess with and show you guys. So we'll take a look at like those three and take a look at other front ends, see which one might work the best for you. Maybe rate them, see what's up. So there's that, guys. We got a lot going on here. We're going to see if we can't make this thing something of beauty. Right now, don't get me wrong, it's something of beauty already, but it really needs a makeover, guys. Okay? Also, another thing I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to do a regular series. I started doing that Monday Night MAME, which I'm thinking of going back to. I want to change it up a little bit, though. There's a lot of games on this list that I have never played. There is a bunch of games here. And, I mean, I just go through and I find games at random that I'd never played but are really good. So we might do that. We might just go ahead and just pick a game, play it, see if it's worth your time or not, and just go from there. So, guys, there's a lot to look forward to as far as this goes. Having a MAME cabinet is great. Being able to use MAME on your computer is great. I'm glad to still see that we can play arcade games one way or another, but hopefully if I can help a little bit, if I can give one nugget of information, one egg of knowledge and crack it for you guys, well, I would love to do that. So keep coming back, see what's new. Of course, like, comment, and then of course subscribe, because I mean if you want to see those new videos on your wall, then you got to subscribe to me. I mean, come on. Well, what's not to subscribe to? I'm gonna try here, guys. So thanks for watching. Look forward to helping out a little bit. Looking forward to making these videos for you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.